Well, we're back. Hey, it's a little bit of a quarterly update. Last time, somewhere, I think it was in August, I made a video about my first 6 month streaming journey with some data and some insights and some advice to anybody, looking to get into the space. And now, well, it's been officially, well, today will be officially the end of the ninth month, meaning that we're getting into the last quarter territory as of tomorrow, October 1st. So I figured that I'd do a little bit of an update about, where we are in terms of viewership on average, what the landscape is looking like since this summer, a little bit of a dip in terms of global attendance. We're talking in the streaming space globally, and maybe some other insights and advice that I may have for any burgeoning people who may be looking into diving into the pool of streaming at any point in time. So, hey, let's get into it. All right, boys. Let's look at this. Here we go. So, let me move that little old face. There we go. All right. So this is what we're looking at now. We're talking about. I started streaming on January 1st with the intent of streaming every day of the year for the Shriners Foundation for children with genetic bone disease, which is something that I am very familiar with, having osteogenesis imperfecta. I've been under their good care growing up as a wee young lad, and they've afforded me all the health care that I needed to make it to this point in life at the ripe old age of 42. Yeah, they've given me the possibility of, being as autonomous as somebody like me can be, living by myself and going to school, having a degree, and all the good stuff that you need in this economy to thrive. And so I figured that I'd do something to give back a little bit, to pay it forward. So, with that being said, I started streaming on January 1st to marry the two things that I know how to do best, which is basically yap and game. I was born practically with a controller in my hand. And I've broke many wrists playing ColecoVision games back in the days. But being those two wrists, but many times. But that being said, I started this journey on January 1st. And now, well, as you can see, we have the data covering up to today. Now, today's stream has not been done. It will be done in a couple hours. I'm going to get online in 40 minutes about. And, but yeah, so far, that's what we're looking at. So, covering from January 1st up to today, as you can see, there's some, deviations, statistical deviations in terms of average viewership, because, well, those are raids from much bigger communities than mine that have basically migrated onto mine for that night. Extremely gentle souls that have confided their communities to me for that night, and I'm extremely grateful for that. And yeah, so that's something that can happen from time to time. You're gonna get a raid, and you'll see that big bump in viewership from raiders with bigger communities than what we have. So as you can see, the year started very modest with some average viewership that have steadily increased throughout the year. Now, as you'll see, throughout this little bit of a slow incline upwards, we've hit kind of a bit of a snag this summer. For about 2 weeks in August, where the average viewership kind of dipped. And this ties back to this. As you can see, since COVID, this is the average viewership of Twitch every year since 2013 up to today. So as you can see, we at the height of COVID, streaming has had become kind of very strong and a mainstay for many due to very evident self-explanatory factors, isolation being one. And but since then, we've seen kind of a bit of a decline, slow decline, because well, life has come back to what it usually is. Now, let me show you this. To what it is as we know it, as we've always known it. Now, as you can see, this summer, well, since the beginning of the year, the average attendance viewership on Twitch has steadily declined from a peak of, an average of a 2 point almost 65 million people. Now, it went down to 2,249,000 people on average in July. But since then, it has creeped back up for about, let's say, 4%. And, for most communities, that will not be felt. The field is very top heavy. It is very crowded at the top, meaning that a lot of people, a lot of the viewership will be all funneled to a set of streamers that are established and that has, viewership of in the thousands. And well, you have the rest of the streamer. I mean, to be in the top 1% in the streaming space, you have to have, on average, I think it's 20 to 25 viewers on average. So that's top 1%. Now within that, then there's degrees, right? So as you see, it's very extremely top heavy. So this is what the portray of the situation. The landscape that I've experienced so far. We've made $1,000, $1,666 to this day. That all, of course, gets given back to, as you can see up top here, to the charity, to the Schreier's Foundation. Now, this at the top of the screen is a direct donation drive that is tax refundable. But any money that I make this year through Twitch and YouTube, if I can manage to monetize the channel, will be added back to the major goal here. So yeah, so far we've made a little bit more than $1,500, and through 1,412 hours of streaming. That's online live time. That's not counting all the work that I've done offline, editing videos for YouTube, making shorts, taking the streams, cutting them up, trying to create a little bit of content with that to make it more palatable and more accessible. So this is the YouTube so far this year. I think we started the year around 250 subs. This is a channel that I never posted on personal content before. It was just, I don't know why. I don't know why I got subs, but I had subs. But those are non-paid subs. It's YouTube, right? So YouTube, you can sub. Doesn't cost, anything to sub to a channel. So it was just people subbing to me for I don't know what reason. But hey, I'm very grateful they did. Now, though, we have made a concerted effort to ramp up that sub count by posting daily. Well, at least as daily as I can, a video and a short every day. And so yeah, so if I can manage to monetize this little channel here, which would take 1,000 subscribers and a total of 4,000 hours of watch time, then we will be able to monetize the channel. And well, at that point, any money that's made in ad revenue or whatnot will be, of course, put back into the pot at the end of the year. But yeah, so that's what we're looking at. These are the stats so far. As you can see, revenue is kind of like looking like that. Now, just so you have a better idea, I'm gonna go. Let's say just go back to August 30th today, just so we have a month. So this is what a chart looks like. So this is the daily amount of money that we make based in different, subcategories like ads or turbo viewership. So that's people that pay for Twitch Turbo. They don't get ad, but you get their ad revenue as if they were receiving ads. There's some cheering through bits, and that's a currency that Twitch offers for people to buy. So whatever people give in that currency is transformed over to money, basically. So as you can see, varying degrees of income per day. Usually I stream 4 hours a day, so on average, let's say I make about maybe $10 a day of streaming for an average of about the last month was really good. I'm at 23 average viewers, so that's really really good. Um, and yeah. So just so you know, I mean, to be able to live off of this, of course, it's a proportional. It's it's a straight line in terms of revenue. Viewer per hour revenue until you reach a certain point where you will have sponsorships and whatnot, and that becomes exponential. But that will never manifest itself under a couple hundred, you know, um, steady average viewers. So to think that somebody can just arrive in this space um and just make a living off of it is not realistic. It's a little bit uh a little bit of utopia, I would say. The space is extremely crowded. There's a lot. We're talking about a lot of streamers. Like live channels, 7-day average channels, there's 88,000 uh people like streaming. And in a period of 89,000 people streaming on a period of 7 days, and live channels right now, well, we're looking at 110. That's Twitch only. We're not accounting for YouTube. We're not accounting for Facebook, even though it's mediocre. We're not accounting for that. We're not accounting for Kick or anything like that. So it's it needs to be taken in consideration for anyone who wants to get into this space that it is extremely crowded and top heavy. And if you want to hope to make it out there, and success is a measure uh that's qualified, by the eye of the beholder. So what is success? Well, it's very subjective. But like for me right now, I feel extremely blessed. I'm very, very blessed. And I feel like I've achieved more than what I ever hoped to achieve in the sense that we're knocking at top 1% door. Even though it's not a lot, of attendance or viewership, it is a feat in and of itself. So, what I would say for anyone who may be interested into, getting their feet wet, acquiring the skills, whether it's social skills, whether it's building bridges, connecting with people, getting to learn about the ins and outs of streaming, of computers, of the tools and programs that are necessary for that. Do by all means do it. It's an incredible amount of it's an incredible uh, skill set to have, to just pick a mic up, pick a cam, and just go online and yap and talk and entertain and do what you can to make people feel better about their days, right? So I would say do it, but do it knowing that, it's a hobby first. And don't do it from an angle of desperation or in the hopes that you'll ever make a living off of this. Maybe you'll make, as you see, a little bit of revenue out of it. This isn't a month period. It's not no money, but it's not living wage by a mile. The amount of work that is put into this to get this kind of money, like online, we're talking about 138 hours, and we're not talking about making shorts or videos. Where that that is not even discussed. So you're being paid less than a minute, $1 an hour when everything is accounted for, or on average $1 an hour, which is ridiculous. You could go at a Mac D's or Burger King or whatever fast food chain, and you'd make much, much, much more money than that. So, by all means, please do not consider this as a way to save yourself. It's not gonna do it, and taking it like that will only make you look more desperate and less palatable, and it will make you make mistakes. And you know, nobody wants that, right? Nobody wants to feel that kind of pressure or that kind of last resort situation. So by all means, do consider getting into this space, but as somebody who wants to add to their knowledge base and skills. So that's what we are at. That's where we're at. Now I have big plans to finish the year. In terms of I'll be off for the whole month of December, so I plan off work on vacation. So I kept my vacation for that. So I plan on making a big, last push to the year, and make something a little bit crazy, make it an event. But but yeah, so there's a lot of things that you can do to increase traffic viewership, as I've mentioned. YouTube is an excellent way to do so by posting content on YouTube on the daily shorts. Shorts, always gather quite a sizable amount of views, and from that, well, you can get subs. Like this short gave me quite a few hours of watch time, and well, 2 subs. Now 2 people are more interested in what I have to say and the content that I do. After this little bit of a short clip. So there's a lot of ways you can go about it to drive traffic over to you. You can post on TikTok, you can post on YouTube, you can post on Facebook, you can post on Twitter. I have a Twitter. You can post anywhere. And what I would say, the 3 main takeaways is hit as many algorithms as you can, keep people in the loop, and do that on a steady basis. You may not be able to stream every day like I do, or that may be a little bit too taxing. And I get that. I totally get it. And it's understandable. I am too a little bit taxed. I'm a little bit it's the end of the year. We're getting into that little last push of the year, and I'm kind of feeling it. It's very demanding to be online each and every day and do things and post content and edit and all that good stuff. But if you are steady at it, if you have a schedule, if people know where to find you and when to find you, it's gonna build. It's gonna start to slowly but surely. When you look at it under the microscope, you may not know, you may not see the needle move, but no, that's my time screen. So let's yeah, there. But as you can see, when you look at the big picture, yeah, it's coming up. So go at it, make friends. Oh, yeah, like this. See, it's coming up slowly but surely. So what I would say, the main takeaways: hit as many platforms and algorithms as you can. Hit other communities. Always raid out. When you stream on Twitch, you can bring your viewership to somebody else when you're logging off, when you're going offline. Use the raid. The raid is an incredible tool to extend a hand to another community, to get known, to let people know that you are also there and streaming. So do use it. Use the raid. The raid is an incredible tool just to make somebody aware of your existence. Another streamer, another colleague in the space and their community. So do use the raid. Even if you're raiding with only one, two, three people, even if it's just you, raid out. Raid out, say hi, connect, and spend some time with other communities. Don't go into their channels and promote what you do, but try to genuinely, enjoy people and talk to them and build bridges in that way, and then that will organically come, to the forefront. Yeah, I'm also a streamer, and I also do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I variety, or I play these types of games, or I do this type of content. And then by doing so, when they themselves go offline or whatever, they will think of you when it comes to sharing their space and community. So they will raid over to you, and that way you will gain more fellowship. So just do that. If you are steady at it, if you people know where to find you, if people know what you are about, and if you're forthright about what you do when you communicate and take the time to really build community, you will see that come, that growth. It will come. So, with that being said, that's pretty much where we're at here in terms of streaming so far. It's been 9 months. Crazy. I never would have thought that we'd be here. I never thought I'd stream ever. But hey, here we are, and I'm just having fun with it. I have my career, I have my job, and I don't need this. And to the point, I don't need it so much so that I'm giving it away, and I'm doing that, you know, to maybe help somebody else like me to have a shot at a decent life, and maybe treading the same ground that I have. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. So well, thank you for taking the time and listening. And if you are interested to know more, if you have very more like concise, precise questions, interrogations, anything, come to me. Write down in the comments. Ask me stuff. It will be a pleasure to enlighten you with uh, all the knowledge I have accrued in these past 9 months, as much as I can. I don't know everything. I don't know. I'm barely scratching the surface. And there's people that have been going at this for years now, a decade even more. But I've dipped my toe, and I know I'm still looking up to people, and I'm still learning every day. So if you have questions, do not hesitate. Follow me, come to me, ask me questions. It will be my absolute pleasure to try to give you some insights and just entertain you if I can. If that's what you're more looking for, well, we're gaming every day, and I do variety, so I go from one game to the next, and I try them all, and I just have a grand old time. So thank you all, and I will see you in the next one. Which, well, I post every day, but the next kind of talking head video like this will be at the end of the year when we will do the final tally and where I will, well, give the money. All right. Thank you so much. Have yourselves a fantastic fall. Enjoy it. The weather's cooling off. And, go get some spice lattes, I guess. All right. Bye, everyone.